Well, welcome back to Conflict of Interest. Tonight we're talking about US presidential phenomenon, Sarah Palin, and we welcome back onto the program Sophie Black, Deputy Editor of Crikey, who tells me that you can talk about Sarah Palin all day and all night. Why?
I can't get enough of this woman. If Aaron Sorkin tried to write Sarah Palin into the West Wing, you'd dismiss him for being too unrealistic. You couldn't make Sarah Palin up if you tried. She's a mother of 5. She hunts.
Down syndrome
baby called Trig, a son called Track, who she just waved off to Iraq.
On 9/11.
On 9/11. A pregnant daughter called Bristol.
Yeah.
A husband who's part Eskimo, and her favourite food is moose.
Pete.
I just think
Pete,
it's a winner.
no wonder you like her.
I think
she's an eccentric like you.
I think she's a winner. I think it's fantastic. I think she will resonate in every home in America.
And she is.
Apart from California,
in the first
where they're
week,
all gay anyway.
In the first week following from the announcement, she out-Googled Britney. She out-Googled
she's a
Britney,
celebrity.
And her speech, which blew everyone away, outrated Obama.
She wears these glasses which are from some expensive Italian thing, and they've apparently
that's hardened the ordinary working men and women wearing expensive Italian glasses.
Rimless glasses.
Rimless, expensive glasses. Is that what ordinary working men and women wear?
They've gone into 24-hour production to keep up with the demand.
And the 4-inch red high heel pumps that she
no
wore
toe,
with the peep toe.
Very
seductive. The Republican men are going crazy for.
Why don't you wear those?
Sales are through the roof.
Come on the show with a pair of those.
Yeah, so Greg's got his usual profound question. Okay, you're an American citizen if you were.
Right.
Would you vote for her?
No.
Why not?
Would you vote for Hillary Clinton?
Yes.
You can go now.
Why wouldn't you vote for Sarah Palin?
I don't like her stance on issues.
Yeah.
If you're implying that as a female, I should be attracted to her.
Hang on.
This is the typical left-wing glass ceiling. You can't cope with a woman being a vice presidential candidate.
I'm judging her on her merits and her
she said about the policies.
Experience.
Nothing to do with whether she's a woman.
You can't handle it.
Can I just make a point? You made a point earlier about Britney Spears, and out-Britning Britney on Google. This is ironic, isn't it, coming from the Republicans who said about the Obama campaign that Obama's just a celebrity.
Yes.
It really is ironic, isn't it? I see that they've toned down that criticism
She's
now.
not running for president, remember?
Oh, that makes all the difference.
She's not running for president.
She's there to help McCain get elected.
And in all of this, McCain has left the conversation. Nobody is talking about McCain. When she gets off stage and leaves McCain there, the applause... There's an audible drop in the applause.
I'll tell you
it's
something
all about Sarah
I found very
now.
interesting was the panic from Obama. As we know, he was born a Muslim and had a Muslim upbringing, and his mother had a Muslim...
So predictable, isn't it?
Had
like a broken record, week after
two Muslim husbands in a row.
Well, that's a crime.
Yes.
But, well, it should be, yes. And he was interviewed a couple of weeks ago, and he literally complained about McCain's campaign against him and his Muslim religion. And it took the interviewer, had to correct him and say Christian religion. So he's obviously reverting back to his childhood.
What's that got to do with Sarah Palin?
Well, what it's got to do is that he reverted back to his childhood Muslim or Islamic views again, because the pig is the most filthy, dirty, hated animal in Islam. And when she came out with the line that she was a pit bull with lipstick on, he came out with the line...
she said, what's the difference between a soccer mum and a pit bull? Lipstick.
Yeah.
Hockey mum.
Hockey mum.
Alaskan.
Hockey mum in Alaska. Yeah.
And he's then come out with the really disgraceful attack, saying that she's a pig with lipstick on.
Which was completely taken out of context.
No, it wasn't.
May have
what
been
he said.
implied,
Well, hang on, let's hear what Sophie's
but
saying.
he was discussing McCain's economic policies, and it's a phrase that McCain used
about Hillary
discuss Hillary Clinton's
okay. It wasn't a reference
policies.
to Sarah Palin, is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh, come off it. Well,
It was
the
a rep-
whole
it
of
was
the
about
world
economic
thinks it
policy.
was a reference to her.
And it was-
Of course it was
Well,
a
because
reference to her.
you believe the Republicans.
It was not a reference to her.
Even if it wasn't a reference, it was definitely a slip up on Obama's part, because you could have seen it coming. I mean, the ad was there; it was ready-made. As soon as he used that phrase,
Well, either
the
it wasn't,
Republicans
wasn't.
were rubbing
You're
their
telling
hands
me
with glee.
that he wasn't referring to her. So a week after she categorised herself as equivalent to a pit bull with lipstick on, and he starts talking about a pig with lipstick on. That's got no reference. The second lipstick reference got no connection with the first one.
Well,
Come
that's
off
what
it.
he contends.
I'm not asking
And
you what he
was-
contends. I'm
but if
asking
you
you
So
watch,
is this the worst-
if you
as a
watch the
serious
full
political
clip in
commentator,
context, he is not. He was referring to
And
McCain's
he's not
economic
referring to her.
policies.
Peter, I'll tell you what Sarah Palin does have to worry about, though, Sophie, is the little Ethics Commission inquiry into her conduct as Governor of Alaska.
Yes.
You fill us in on this? You across this
Troopagate.
one?
They're calling it
Troopagate.
Troopagate.
And
Tell
Now,
us about
Yeah.
Troopagate.
It's a little.
Just a minute, I want to hear about
the sacking of
Troopagate.
her brother-in-law.
It's complex,
Is
but
your name
But
Sophie?
boiled
you'd
down.
vote for Hillary Clinton.
your name
No,
Sophie?
we really need to
You'd
discuss
vote for Hillary
Troopagate.
You would vote. You're a hypocrite. You would vote for Hillary Clinton, who had apart from having a criminal
You taking
husband
your pills today?
and a perjurer husband,
Right.
but she was
The
also
husband
involved
should not
in
come
white
into it,
water.
remember?
Well, why?
Your husband's irrelevant. It's all about the woman.
Why wouldn't you?
Let's talk about
why would you
Troopagate.
vote for her when
Look,
she's
he doesn't
a
want to talk about a negative on
We
Sarah.
need
He's
to-
in love
we-
with Sarah. Let's talk about
Troopagate
Troopagate.
is very relevant because it's an
Troopergate's going
investigation
nowhere.
that is going on at the moment.
It's going nowhere.
Well, let's see what it is for our
by an
viewers.
ethics committee in Alaska.
Yeah.
The entire American media have descended on Alaska
Yeah, I
to
bet
cover
they
this
have. Yeah,
particular story.
yeah.
Palin's being investigated for the allegation that she fired a state employee when he refused to fire her brother-in-law,
Yes.
who was going through a messy divorce with her sister.
Yes.
Now, the New York
And then
Times have
threatened
come
to
out
kill
with a story
someone.
today after speaking to 60 different legislators, both Republican and Democrats, studying the public record and speaking to many colleagues of Palin's. And they've painted a picture of nepotism and cronyism going on her record as
Unlike Bill
both
Clinton
Mayor
and
of
his wife.
Wazilla
That's not the
and
point.
the Governor of Alaska. So this
And
it's
which
interesting
newspapers
that
come
this
out?
is now coming out.
newspaper?
Hey, this will be an attack on the New York Times.
Which
This will be
newspaper?
an attack on the New York
this the
Times.
New
This is
York
the classic
Times?
But all of
right-wing
this-
attack on the
all
New
Is
of
this
York
the
this-
New York
Times.
Times?
All of this is relevant if we are judging
Do
Palin
you
on her
believe what you read in the
political
New York-
experience and not her red
New
high
York
heels.
Times is a left-wing rag who has come out time and
Pro-Jewish,
time.
very pro-Israel.
It's
You'd
time.
love it.
Yeah,
You'd love its
because
editorial
because
line
it's
on
in New
Israel.
York. It's got no option because nobody would read it in New York.
But back to Troopagate. This is a bipartisan committee.
So the Republicans are saying this, Peter.
Yes.
The Republicans are saying this. mate.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Why
Yeah.
am I surprised?
Yeah, the Republicans are saying this about her.
Now, the Democrats are pushing for this investigation to come up with its findings before the election so that the American people can make an informed
So
decision.
just tell me again what she did. She fired a state
an
employee because
for-
they wouldn't fire another
Yes.
employee who was her brother-in-law,
Yes.
who'd threatened, I think, his son with shooting him, hadn't he? Well, don't you know
I don't know
about
about that. I
Oh,
know
you don't know
that,
the
that
facts.
she was engaged in a
do
messy
you know the
divorce
facts?
You
with
don't
her.
You know the facts?
He was
Well, that's one of the
engaged in
facts.
a
You know the
messy
facts?
Yeah,
That's
that's
one
one
of
of
the
the
facts. You
facts.
got all the facts?
But you
or
don't know.
just-
Neither of you know the facts. You just make.
Well, have you
yourself
got- have
go
you got
along.
all the facts?
That's one of the
But
facts.
do you admit that this is...
What's wrong with that?
This,
People get sacked all the time.
You think governors should go around sacking troopers, do you? You think that sort of the executive should intervene that far down into the level, the bowels?
I
of
don't
government?
Especially
know. Do you know
given-
enough about the way the system works to
Given
say
that
she can't
Palin
do
is
it?
painting herself as a reformer...
Did she
So
sack
she says
him?
she's an outsider.
who
Did she
quashed
sack
corruption within her
Did
own
she sack
party, this is
She
very
said she's an
relevant.
outsider.
Did she sack him?
We're going to go to a break. We've got to go to a break.
Lucky
But you're
for
meant,
you.
And you're meant to. And you're
Lucky
meant,
for you.
You're meant to wind up this segment.
Oh, you do it.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, I can't be bothered. I mean,
He's in a great mood
You
tonight.
don't know what you're talking about.
He's in a great mood
Did she
tonight.
sack him or not? You just
Now
said
listen, during the break, we'll have a little chat. When we come back, we're going to continue this very feisty discussion about a woman who is dividing not only America, but dividing Channel 31 and conflict of interest.